Justice and Municipal Services meeting tonight, October 21st, 2025. Mayor and council wish to acknowledge the town of Portsmouth is located within Treaty 8 territory. Treaty 8 territory also encompasses the traditional homelands of Salt River First Nation, the Thabati-Dennis Dene Nation, and the Indigenous peoples of Portsmouth. These nations have maintained stewardship of their sacred lands throughout the generations. We honor your knowledge, teachings, traditions, and the land. We respectively recognize our generational histories and commit to strive for unity in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. Thank you. First, may I please have some move the agenda, please?
I'll move the agenda as presented.
Seconded, Councillor Cox. Any discussion? It was just that one. Mayor Ferguson.
Sorry, no, I was looking at it.
Okay, so we're all in favor of the Councillor Gouvret.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to declare conflict of interest on, let me see, I have it written down for, item, 8 under administration under 8, which is the working note on the Bachelor Leadership Council.
Thank you, Councillor Gouvret. Any more? Okay, all in favor? Motion is carried. Okay. First up, we have our delegation, which tonight is our RCP monthly policing report.
Thank you. So, first off, I'd just like to start with an introduction. It's the first time here. So my name is Tyson Richard. I'm the corporal here in Fort Smith. I just moved here in August with my family. We came from the Yukon. I've been a police officer for 14 years now. Worked, started off in British Columbia, then went to Nunavut, the Yukon, and now to the Northwest Territories here. Happy to be here. Aside from work, I do enjoy the outdoors, all those kinds of things. And so do my wife and kids. Still getting used to the community. Still don't completely know my way around. So if you'll see me around with a confused look on my face, it's probably because I don't know what's going on, but where I'm going. So getting into the policing report, there was, in September, there was 210 calls for service, 24 more than last year, the same month. The members have been engaging with community members around town. You will see, in addition to myself, we're up to 10 to 11 members right now, and a lot of those members are from they're relief members, so they're coming up from down south, and that's to supplement the resources that we have here. We're at 6 to 7 members living and working in the community, which is actually a big rise from when I got here in August. There was 2 of us. So a lot of us are new, except for Rec Lehman, Adam Stuchko, pretty much everybody is new to the community, which is a challenge in itself. But yeah, so we've basically got extra resources confirmed through February to have the numbers of actual police officers on the road at a higher level, which they were not so back in the summertime, as probably we're aware of. So there's that. I just wanted to touch on that. There was no search warrants executed in September with regards to substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, anything like that. There were 5 files related to intimate partner violence situations. system, and for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it's basically when the courts release somebody on conditions, like say that you must be inside your residence at all times, what have you. We will then basically create a file and manage it and make sure that those checks are being conducted. A lot of times these offenders that are on conditions are failing to comply with those. So us making this management system and assigning, you know, members tasks to go out and actually get those checks completed. When people are not obeying with them, they're going back to jail. They're being held to task for it kind of thing by the courts, which does kind of help with them not committing further offenses, whether it be, you know, new offenses or these breach offenses kind of thing. So that is something that is new to here. I have lots of experience with it in the past, but that is new to the Portsmouth detachment. With regards to basically just the monthly stats, assaults were up by about 7 from all the things that I'm comparing it to, or you know, back to September of last year. So mental health calls were down, well-being checks were up by almost double. Drug offenses were up by quite a bit, 11 compared to last year. Impaired driving was down a little bit, 3 compared to 6 last year. Property damage, mischief was down 2 compared to 7. Break and enters 2 compared to 1 last year. Thefts were down 4 compared to 10. And then disturb the peace, mischief, 51 compared to 36 last year, so those were up quite a bit. And that's a pretty broad category with people committing mischief, being loud in front of intoxicated, loud in front of stores, things like that. So, well, with regards to victim services referrals, they're still going out about the same time we have domestic violence incidents, and anytime there's a person doing crime, that hasn't changed. Like I said before, 6 emergency protection orders. We had held 11 prisoners in September at the detachment. Other than that, letter of collaboration, I don't know if you guys want me to go over that. I guess besides certain community policing engagements, there was one this month. Reconciliation, cultural activities, one community leadership meetings, and then activities to increase awareness of policing. I can't touch any further on that. I didn't write the report. Like I said, I just got back to work, so I'm sure in November, for the month of October, I'll be a little bit more able to touch on certain things where I've just kind of arrived. Like I said, I was off for a bit, back to work now, so everything's kind of coming at me full force, and I'm trying to get a handle on everything. But we do have a lot of work to do as a whole with the detachment to try to get up, you know, to a level where we know, you know, that just with regards to all the relief members coming in and most of all of us being new, there's a lot of work to be done in that regard, basically, just to be comfortable in the community, and you know, where to go, all that kind of stuff. I have been policing in, like I said, for 14 years. It doesn't usually take that long to get used to a community of this size, but you know, it does take a couple of months of actually policing the kind of thing. So other than that, I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to working with all of you for the next couple of years. Obviously, any questions?
What's each of you? Counselor Kirsch.
Not really a question, but maybe a request. I noticed like drug offenses reporting more, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. So is there an easy way to encapsulate the number of reports that come in on a monthly basis, not who or what or whatever, just say, okay, we had 31 reports, and we can see if the community is getting more engaged in cooperative policing, I guess.
So what's the question?
Yeah, is there an easy way to track the number of reports from the community members, I don't want to say complaints, but reports, with regards to drug-related offenses?
Yeah, so I believe that when we say drug offenses, that's the number of reports that were made in the month.
Oh,
That doesn't necessarily mean that, maybe that's worded a little bit, maybe misworded a little bit,
but that doesn't mean charges laid.
that does not mean charges.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that means drug offenses reported. That doesn't mean there was 11 charges by any means.
Okay.
So maybe that's a little bit.
That makes it a little bit
Yeah,
more clearer to me.
that might be a little bit misleading there. If it said drug charges, that would be different, but this is drug offenses,
Yeah.
and that's usually running, when we run the stats for the month, that's how many, basically drug offenses were reported. So that's is what that is telling you. Yeah.
That answers my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone? Counselor Cox?
Well, Malcolm McDowell, I guess starting off. Question, and you might not know it if it's a local acronym, but the last page of the report has an acronym in there, FNIPP.
So that's the First Nations Indigenous Policing Program. That is something I didn't touch on. There is a member assigned to the role part-time, and that's something that is very new to here. Coming from British Columbia, the First Nations Police, it's been around for a long time. I do not know how long it's been around for in the territories, but I do know from policing in the Yukon and in Nunavut, it did not exist up there, and a lot of the roles regarding that is basically community involvement with, Indigenous First Nations, any of that stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with policing.
Mayor Pearson?
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Welcome to our community. I'm really happy to hear we're up to 6 or 7 members. That's big. I know the guys were overworked for a long time, just like 2 or 3 here. Since you guys are all new here, what can the town of Portsmouth help you with to get adjusted or
or just a staffing issue and it didn't get completed. So I believe that's supposed to be done in the next few days to get ice in there. So then, and I do know the curling folks have their AGM this evening as well. So I believe we're just kind of about to get rocking. That's why.
Deputy Mayor? Sure. Acting SAO.
Yeah, so thank you, Deputy Mayor. Generally speaking, when we have points like that, they're brought up to the directors during the initial budget conversation. And then we can certainly present options to Mayor and Council. There was a line in the budget historically for dust suppression, and it's been removed.
It wasn't accepted and the budget was cut.
Yeah, so
On the budget.
that decision was made in the last budget cycle to remove that line. So we can have the conversation about re-adding it and give consideration to it at that time. Oh, I see. So I thought it was the dust suppression along Riverside Drive that would impact the park, but certainly again, we can bring that forward during our initial budget conversation and we can give some options. Absolutely. We'll make sure that it's brought forward. I'll make a note.
Councillor Courette.
Thanks, Andrew. I know it originally came up as part of an item during my previous tenure as councillor to look at, and hopefully it's on the capital plan, but we haven't seen that yet, for the outdoor signage at the rec center, to identify the various facilities clearly on the outdoor signage, like the William Schaefer Memorial, swimming pool, Pete's Gym, et cetera, rather than just rec center. I know it was supposed to come forward with the previous director was working on design concepts and things like that. So I just hope that it will be coming forward with the capital budget.
No. Councillor Pierschak.
I don't know if it's community services, you and I already had a little bit of a chat about this, or if it's the municipal services, or if it's the SAO, but it's the exterior door. I see here exterior entrance improvements have been completed. I thought that included the seniors' exterior exit door, and apparently it does not. I just want to know what the timeline is on that. We're going into year 3 of not having a functioning exit door in wintertime.
SAO.
Director, so, the work on that has just begun this morning.
Okay.
Actually, so, I would anticipate it done by next report. I was actually gonna bring that up on my report as one of the things that just to add to it.
Excellent, thank you.
Just mention that on my phone.
Good news.
Yes, that's begun, and one thing, senior one, and the childcare one as well. The daycare one as well. Underway.
Thank you. Mayor.
Thank you. I just want to say that all weekend of our Rory Hobart tournament, and I saw all the new signs that were inside the building, clearly marking gymnasium, senior room, like it was just very well done, very branded, it well, and I had folks come up and talk about the arena, and they expressed their gratitude and thankfulness that the banners got put up, the signs got put up, and what the arena looks like right now. So just kudos to you guys on all the signage and recognition within the rec center. It looked really great, and at the arena. Good job.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. I'll pass that on to my staff.
Counselor Kershak.
And just something, especially coming budget time, work on getting a new scoreboard. It was woefully inadequate during the volleyball.
Okay, any further discussion about community services? Seeing none, municipal services. Director, anything you'd like to touch on first?
So I was gonna bring up the senior door and
Oh, you stole his thunder.
I did, I'm sorry, I didn't know which one it went under, but.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And then also I've been in talks with Hay Rivers Public Works about their garbage collection program and how they work with contractors. So I'm getting a contact from the contractors, see how they implemented that. Also, I've been working with Canoe procurement program to procure the new garbage truck. So I'm already in talks with the supplier, because through the Canoe procurement program we can expedite the purchase and not have to go to RFP tender and all this, which will actually improve the time of getting the garbage truck. I might have some really good news about that, but I can't bring that yet because I don't want to get people's hopes up. Because you'll hear a part of it, not all of it. So I just next meeting, it probably is a really good news about the garbage truck and that program coming forward. But that was the two things I had to bring to add to my report, and other than what is in there.
Discussion, Councillor Benwell.
I'm so happy for a garbage truck coming because I feel so sorry for those guys who are lifting those big bags way over that big thing, and then, you know, next thing you know, they'll be going to workers' comp and stuff like that. That's not good. But an elder approached me the other day, talking about those black posts with the lighting on by the rec center. They're beautiful, but the lights are burnt out. So
Okay.
she's wondering if they can be replaced.
Yeah, we'll get on that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Counselor Kershak.
And I know you might not be able to answer it because you said you don't want to give partial news, but I've had a few people come talk to me because they're waiting on whether they should replace their wooden garbage thing, and I keep saying, well, I don't know. Is there even a rough timeline of what, are we talking spring?
We're talking.
For a new truck and bin system?
We're looking at June for the latest.
Okay.
So it'll be end of June, early July for implementation.
Mayor Ferguson.
Thank you. Just wondering about our fall cleanup. It said it had minimal members signing up. Is it that people had, it was brought like people had not less to get rid of, or is it that we didn't, what do you think, why was there such minimal engagement or uptake in that program?
Director.
Well, the spring cleanup was really heavy, so I think that is just, there's just less waste to pick up. I think there's just less waste around the community. When you drive around, I don't see as much. I see a lot more clean yards. I think there was just less to take. That's my take on it. I don't really know though, but.
Councillor Benwell.
I think that it wasn't advertised well enough. I didn't see any advertisement on it, on Facebook or otherwise, and because I know of some people that wanted to get rid of some big items, but they didn't know it was fall cleanup.
Okay. Any further discussion, Deputy Mayor? Director.
I didn't, it didn't say blush, it says blue skin, so I don't know where you got the typo. Yeah.
Councillor Benwell.
I have another question. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask it or what, but this has to do with the sewage or something that's with the houses on the reserve. Like, what's going on with that? I don't know. Because I mean, the houses are not being moved into, and they said that there's a delay because of the sewage intake or something, a water intake or something?
Director?
Yeah, so I've been, working with Salt River First Nation really close on this project, and, with their contact Morgan Onion, and, I've been working with Warren on this, and we finally got their lift station operating, which seems to be properly, and they have to have the sewage operating properly before you can have water, and I think the water is waiting on the MSA to be completed. So once the municipal service agreement with Salt River First Nation is signed, I think there's just, a matter of coordinating the water lines, and it would be good to go.
Councillor Cox?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm seeing lots of work, looks like going on in the lift station. I was just wondering if there's an ETA for when that's gonna be completed. Our main lift station.
Our lift station, okay. That's right. Yeah, no, I was in a meeting with them this morning, and they're getting some of the soffit and, final part pieces for the outside fabricating completed. Once those land, they'll finish it up, and we should be still looking at end of, I think they're gonna be pushed into November. They were saying end of October, but I think it's gonna be pushed into November, but still within their time.
Any further discussion on Municipal Services Director's report? All right, thank you, sirs. And ma'am. Okay, we're on to briefing note, request to make Portage Ave and Calder Ave crossing into a four-way stop. Okay, may I have someone move?
Sure.
Mayor?
I'll move that council approve the installation of an additional stop sign at Portage Avenue at the intersection of Calder Avenue, converting it into a four-way stop.
Seconded by Councillor Cox. Sorry, don't move this way. Councillor Good. Okay, any discussion? Councillor Kirschner.
I'm assuming that when we do a change like this, you get some of those like bright yellow new signs or something like that that go up just to make sure people are a little bit aware.
Director.
Yes, we sure do, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Anyone else? Mayor Ferguson.
Was there significant reason for safety that we wanted to change this intersection into a four-way rather than a one-through?
Director.
Yeah, so, there was community concern because we have businesses now in that area, operating in the area, the traffic has increased. We've also had instances where vehicles have been pushed or hit, guardrails and signs and stuff in that area, so with just slowing down the traffic should eliminate that issue.
Okay, seeing no further hands up, okay, all in favor? Motion is carried. Next up on the agenda, Councillor Cox.
I'll move that council approve the replacement of the existing yield signs throughout the community with stop signs in line with the recommendations and guidance of the Town of Fort Smith Integrated Master Plan.
Seconded by Councillor Couvrant. Okay. Any discussion? Councillor Kipchuk.
How many yield signs do we have left in the community?
I don't have an exact number on that, but not many.
Less than 10?
I would say around 10. I would go around 10.
Okay, Councillor Cox.
Thanks.
I know there's one at my intersection, and switching it to a stop sign, that would be a big improvement there on safety, because it's, yeah, I just keep waiting to hear the crunch. One of these days, somebody's gonna get smoked there, so it'll be a welcome change.
Deputy Mayor. Director?
Yeah, no, again, with the integrated master plan, recognizing this and as well as slowing down slowing down the traffic in the community. I've heard on both sides, like that guy, you said, the devil's advocate, but I've heard more positive statements versus negative, so. I don't think you can please everybody all the time, but, I feel this is the right choice. I don't know if that answers your question really, and right now is the right time, because they are aged out, and rather than hoarding them, it would alleviate carrying that stock or that cost, right, and we could have the stock to do it at now. Yeah.
Any more? No hands? Okay. So, all in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. Third, briefing note, amendments to excluded employee policy, clarifications to sections 1 and 3 and appendix 1. May I have someone move? Sure. Mayor.
I move that council approve the administrative amendments to the excluded employee policy as outlined in the accompanying briefing note, including the removal of a contradictory clause in section 3, clarification of language in section 1 regarding convictions and fairness in hiring, and the addition of the human resources management pay grid at level 26 in appendix 1.
Okay, seconded by Cox. Councillor Cox. Discussion. Councillor Karashik.
I just want to make a comment. One of the clauses that's being removed is the sick leave payout clause, the way I'm reading this. And when I had asked about that at the last council meeting specifically, I was told that it was in there to make it jive with the collective agreement. So either it's jiving with the agreement or not, or perhaps I was misinformed at the last meeting. But I don't know, it just seems to be a little bit of a glaring discrepancy. I wanted to make that comment.
Okay. SAO.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Karashak, I appreciate that input. So that clause does still exist, just not within the grandfathered section. So for all future hires, it does still exist in line with the collective agreement. That was just to capture the spirit and intent of the original bylaw for grandfathered existing staff.
So that's where it's removed and
That's
the grandfather. Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's a thumbs up from the DM. I think that's probably what he was gonna follow up with. Okay. Anyone else for the excluded employee policy clarifications? Happy? Okay, all in favor? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda, may I have someone move the Acting SAO Attendance Fire Chiefs Association Conference?
I move that council by motion appoint Andrew Grenier, Director of Municipal Services, as acting SAO for the period of October 23 to 24, 2025.
Seconded by Councillor Cox. Discussion. Do we need a discussion for this one? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor? Motion is carried. Okay, second to last briefing note here, council meeting cost savings. May I please have someone move?
I'll move that council receive this briefing note for information, noting that the net projected savings of $1,600 will be allocated towards additional donation requests for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Seconded by Councillor Coubret. Discussion. Councillor Carey.
Just a question, when does our fiscal year end? Is it December 31 or is it March 31st?
December
Thank
31.
you.
Okay. Deputy Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Karashuk, for doing all that up. Okay, all in favor of the council meeting cost savings? Oh wait, that's just a briefing note. Okay. So do I,
Do we
we
need
didn't
to-
need it to
We don't
move
need
for
to,
a second?
it's just our
Okay.
information,
Okay.
yeah.
Approved.
Received.
Yeah. Okay, this is a briefing note that does need a motion, all right? Tabacha Leadership Council continuance funding 2025, where Councillor Courette has stated a conflict.
Alright, so I'll move that the town of Fort Smith confirm its continued participation as a partner in the Bachelor Leadership Council and approve a contribution up to $15,000 for 2026 to support the TLC core operations from July to December of 2026, with future funding be considered during the 2027 budget deliberations.
Seconded by Councillor Tucky. Discussion. Councillor Cox?
I don't know if we need to reword it or not, but I think that there's some potential out there for other funding sources, so it might be nice to have this a little bit, I mean, it says up to, so maybe it doesn't matter, but you know, I would hope that there's good potential there to find funding elsewhere so that we don't have to have a dedicated budget line for it and it can be otherwise covered. But otherwise, it's a great idea and we should be supporting it.
Councillor Carestrom?
I'm confused, as I'm off and on. So we're saying a contribution of up to 15,000 for 2026. Wouldn't that not then just be part of our budget discussions? Do we need a separate motion to have a line item for it? Like, I'm just confused about the process, I guess.
SAO?
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Carachuk. I think that this is more of expressing the spirit of intent to support this, and that's what TLC is looking for. And I think that's appropriate. As Councillor Cox pointed out, it does say up to, so it's not committing council should other funding opportunities arise. And then should this be passed by motion, it would just mean that this discussion has to happen and make sure it happens come budget time. And then there's an allocation to fund the gap, whatever it is.
Deputy Mayor? Okay, I'm seeing no hands up for further discussion, so all in favor? Motion is carried. Mike, just.
Oh, I thought you were yelling.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Okay, council business bylaws and policies. So second reading of the land administration bylaw number 1065. May I have someone move?
I move that bylaw number 1065, the land administration bylaw, be given second reading.
Elsie Cho, seconded by Mayor Ferguson. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor? Motion is passed. Okay. The third reading of the land disposal bylaw number 1068. Moved by Mayor Ferguson.
I move that bylaw number 1068, the land disposal bylaw, be given its third reading.
Seconded by Councillor Cox. Discussion. Seeing none. All in favor?
Motion is passed. Third reading of the land acquisition bylaw number 1069, moved by Councillor Cox, seconded by Councillor Karashuk.
Did you want, you should actually read in the bylaw, or read it in.
My apologies,
That's okay.
Councillor Cox, go for it.
I'll read the bylaw number 1069, the land acquisition bylaw, be given third reading.
Okay, seconded by Councillor Karashuk. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion is carried. Alrighty, now we are moving into mayor and council board representatives and our community engagement. How about mayors?
Well, we lined it up so that to your left.
Councillor Karashuk, go for it.
First for once, don't take that away from me. Not a lot, I'm just gonna talk and give a whole bunch of kudos out for the volleyball tournament. It was, again, a weekend full of high energy and no sleep, especially for the kids. But like, there's a number of contributing partners that I think deserve recognition. The town. The town does in kind, and the rec staff were amazing for allowing us to use their gym, providing us with extra dumpsters, because kids do a lot of pizza box garbages. So thank you to the town for that. The Métis chipped in for the MVP and the Fair Play Awards. The MRA, Mackenzie Rec Association, is a big funder in terms of funding the tournament and supporting travel to the tournament. Volleyball NWT sent 5 refs this year, which made a huge difference. Plus, they brought game balls. Plus, they picked up a few other costs, so kudos to them. Hobart family, comes up and kicks in financially towards the tournament, and the staff of JBT and PWK. It was just a huge, fun-filled community event that took a lot of partners and work, and I just want to make sure I give kudos to everyone there. This is our last meeting. This is before Halloween, so I just want to wish everyone a safe and enjoyable Halloween, and pass it on to the mayor.
Unless Deputy Mayor has it.
Oh, Deputy Mayor. I saw him up there, so.
Yeah. Okay, so it was a busy month for October. I just wanted to make mention that the NAC brought down a performance early in October, and I don't want to butcher the name, but it was a really beautiful performance of Northern Lights, and they incorporated lots of things like they talked about Yellowknife, and they made lots of references to like the Gold Range and this and Explorer Hotel and all sorts of things. And then they're traveling all over the northern circumpolar world. So they're going to Greenland and everywhere across, like representing it as a north. And I thought the town of Fort Smith is we contribute to NAC so that it can bring in these kinds of performances in our community about 4 times a year. And I thought that was a really nice thing to have for like such on a global level, that kind of thing. In October, I spoke with food sovereignty folks at the Future Harvest Partnership. That was they kind of were introducing their team and what they have going on here in our community. And I know that TLC, I think we're meeting with them next week or the week after on workshops for the follow-up on November 19th for the food sovereignty that's going on here with Future Harvest. I've had 2 sessions of Word on the Street, Come Meet the Mayor. First session I had was just almost one-on-one, and then the second one I had more, and I think it was really good. It was intimate conversations, lots of really good feedback. I've sent you guys all kind of the update on that in your emails. I think my biggest takeaway is communication, and I know that we're working on that, and we want to do better with that. So I'm trying to think of ways to do that. So Small Business Week, I know our Economic Development Officer here in Fort Smith has organized over the next 2 days. There's 20 registered participants that are local new businesses in our community, and I'll be speaking at their dinner tomorrow night on businesses and what challenges that might be and those kinds of things. I already spoke with Lori Hobart, but the rec center, it was really nice to see our town facility so full of people, and it was well used and it looked run smoothly. So lots of staff doing really good jobs there. I don't think I went to the bathroom once and it was messy or paper or whatever. With the amount of kids that were in there, they did a fantastic job keeping that clean. And